What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Addy here.
You got myself, Ham, aka Dylan, the body snatcher, white baby. I got pushed. I got loose. I got pushed.
What you say? That's what he said in his actual interview, right? Is that what he said in the Sky interview?
No shame. No shame.
It's ridiculous, man. There's levels to this, man. And what Saturday proved is that he's far away from that level, man. He just needs to go back and fight as like
them Parker.
Yeah, probably Parker. He needs to go fight Parker again. Parker will probably think he's looking at that fight thinking, I can probably beat this guy again.
I think they're setting up Parker and Joe Joyce.
Oh really? Oh nice.
Yeah. Frank innit?
Yeah, bro. That Frank is an idiot, man. After the undercard they fought in that fight is a joke. But yeah, man.
Great spread.
That's Dylan, man.
You live to fight another day, Dylan, man. Live to fight another day, man.
Talking about Dylan got what? That's the third uppercut that he got in his career, right?
He's collecting them, innit?
Cool. Talking about uppercuts, either your team got a couple this week. Well, the busy week of football, obviously, we played twice, Arsenal played twice. One team came out shining, the other, you know what the story is with the other team. We'll just go straight into it. We go, obviously, in terms of like the Liverpool match, start with the Liverpool match because you don't really expect anything from the Liverpool match, but at the same time, you want the team to go into those kind of games and put up a fight and show desire. And then I think they showed everything against what I just stated, didn't it? They just didn't do nothing, man. Like it was like as if Liverpool was playing a League Two team, and the performance was just terrible, especially like the first half. Like even the second half when we had 10-15 minutes spell, it was just pretty much Liverpool just containing us. Like whenever they really wanted to attack, they were gonna score, but they were just containing whatever we got to offer. But the team is just a total shambles, man. But what are your thoughts on it,
Ali? Personally, I think that day in the group chat, I just kept laughing and it was abysmal. I think second half, at least, like we moved forward. I can't even say we attacked or anything. I just say we moved forward on the pitch in the right direction. But that first half was worst performance I've seen from a professional team. They looked lost, not even getting to the desire. Like they looked lost, like they didn't know what to do with the ball, positioning. Everyone just looked like they were a bunch of amateurs. Like some of the people I've played with on Saturdays can do better. Like they just seem lost. There's one particular like situation where I just can picture it, and there were like 8 players in front of our 18-yard box. We had the ball. They didn't even spread out. They're just all there. Bruno's got the ball. He's trying to like wiggle his way out as the Liverpool players are like closing him down. It just ends up booting it out. No one's opening up for anyone. No one wants the ball. It's quite clear no one wants the ball. But yeah, it's a horrific game to watch. Like as a professional, after that first half, I would have just said I was injured. I'd have just said I was.
You would have done what Pogba done in the first 10 minutes.
I'd have said I was injured because it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Like I was laughing because obviously I've watched a lot of football in my life, and I've never, not because it's United or any banter or anything. I thought this is one of the worst performances I've ever seen. Like I just didn't feel they knew what to do with the ball. Every time they got it, it was just like, okay, what do I do with this? But it just shows where we are. It shows where we are. That reset button is happening soon. So yeah, just for us to be able to reach the reset button in the first place.
I think pretty much everything you said. That's exactly what it is, man. You don't know where to start. You can't really analyze the game because it's the same old bullshit all season. The only difference is that they just didn't want. I didn't think they really wanted to be on that pitch on was it Wednesday? They just on Tuesday. Sorry, they didn't want to be there, and we obviously know like there's a separation in the change room. What the minimum you can do is just effort. Like that's the minimum requirement in football. Go onto the pitch and just put in some effort. And it took 18-year-old boy to come in the 80th minute to start throwing in some tackles. It's just ridiculous. And I don't want to go into it, man. Well, I just said the reset button is set already. We've got a long summer ahead of us. What they've got to do now is just probably try and hang on to that 6th place position, because I don't want to. If we don't hang on to that, then we'll probably fall into a channel of the 7th place and go Conference League. So
yeah, if we're not finishing 6th, we might as well finish 10th.
Yeah. So we just got, and the only thing that's helping us if we do finish 6th is the fact that West Ham is in the Europa League semi-final, and Wolves are just not. They're just not winning games. So that's the only thing that will be helping us, man. But apart from that, yeah, it's just the same, man. Same old, man. What are your thoughts on it, Ham?
Liverpool United game, yeah?
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Yeah, I thought Liverpool was completely dominant. I didn't really expect to see anything else from United, to be fair. I don't think. I know Ade says it's probably the worst performances, but I could probably say another 5 or 6 that I've seen of United that will mirror that in terms of no desire, no lack of effort, lack of quality, to be fair. And I think the lack of effort and all that things comes from the lack of direction. There's just no structure. So you can run around all day. We've all played football where there's no structure, and you can run around all day, but it don't make no difference if there's no quality there, if there's no structure, if there's no plan. And I don't know what Rangnick's plan has been since he's come to United, but I said this on the weekend to you, Tom, man. I said this to my other mate. You might as well just have kept Ollie in charge. If you guys knew he was going to get this bad in terms of performance levels, might as well just have kept Ollie there. Because underneath Ollie, it was bad, but I don't know if it was this bad. But I thought Liverpool were good. Liverpool played some good stuff in that first half, especially Salah's. I think Salah's first goal, the football for that, the Matic, the in and out, Mane's reverse pass, lovely goal.
Yeah,
good goal. I think all the goals were good, to be fair. I think the cross, the first time finish from Mane, left foot, for Mane was on fire. I think I remember telling Drew this on WhatsApp, I think he's been on fire since he come back from the AFCON, and credit to him. I think he's got an extra bounce for winning with Senegal. Salah was always going to score. It's one of them things, isn't it? Like, United are playing shit. Salah hasn't scored in a while, but United come to town, and Salah licks his lips and said, I know I'm fasting. I'm going to feast on these games. And he did. And for United, they just need to be put out of their misery. There's 9-0 on aggregate against Liverpool home and away. And you just needed to, that's done. Let's not have to see them lot again this season. And hopefully next season you can put up a better fight. But I think for the United boys, it was just big up Hannibal though, man. I was saying big him up just for running around and putting in a tackle. And I think I said this a month ago in terms of United. I can't remember what United game it was, but I just a bit of pride to come into your personal performance that, okay, we're getting embarrassed here. I got to hit someone. Especially you guys have played with me and we've all played with each other. Like if I'm having a stinker or something, if I'm hitting someone, that means I got to get a yellow card or I got to have an argument with the opposition. But we got to do something, innit? We can't just lay down and get battered. Like just continuously get battered and get embarrassed away from home, at home. It's embarrassing, man.
And you know
it's
what?
Just continuous as well.
You know what makes it worse? It's pretty much what Roy Keane says. Like, if you're just gonna get battered week in, week out, don't come out every week putting out stupid statements.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Every week you're coming out putting out stupid statement. We're sorry for the loss. We're gonna do better next time. Every week they do the same old bullshit. No one's asking you for that. Like if you know you want to pack it in, just pack it in. Like, but don't come in week in, week out promising the fans that you're gonna do better. The likes of Rashford, Harry Maguire, they do that pretty much every week. Like
every week. Bruno, every week.
Rashford might as well not play at times. I was telling, was it you that I was speaking to today? Like, he makes no impact in the game when he comes on. No impact whatsoever. You might as well not make that substitution at times. Like, we touched on the Arsenal game. I was telling Hammer, you know what? The period that we had Arsenal on the back foot, I think he needs to make a sub now. Like, maybe it's probably time to bring on Rashford. Bro, but then when he got on, I'm thinking, this guy he doesn't even care, bro. Like, he doesn't make no impact whatsoever. I'm not trying to blame just him, but every time he's come on as a sub, he hasn't made. It's as if because because you're benching me, you might as well not play me. He's pretty much saying that in other words. Because you're not doing anything when you come on the pitch. Because if someone's being benched, you want to prove to the manager that I should be starting. You want to prove a point. But he doesn't come onto the pitch to do that. He's just like, you know what? If you're not going to start me, then you might as well not bring me on. Or you might as well leave me at home. That's the point he's trying to prove. And we'll obviously touch into like Rangnick in a bit. What a lot of these players is, I don't want to think about. I don't think a lot of them like quality. I'm not saying they're the best players in the world or like the best players in the league, but they have enough quality to do better than what they're offering us.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying. They definitely have better quality than what's at display at the moment. And that's the annoying thing about it. So I don't know what's going on in the changing room. I don't know what. Obviously, Scholes came out. The snitch came out.
He's a snitch.
Came out on
Dickhead.
On Saturday, saying what Jesse said, repeating what Jesse said to him. So it's clear that the dressing room's at disarray at the moment. But regardless, man, like you're still getting paid. Like you just still have to come out and perform. But the Liverpool performance just pretty much epitomized the whole season. This guy's, I think they booked their holiday already to me. And I hope none of them get to go to the World Cup. Oh, absolutely none of them. None of them get
don't swear for people like that.
Bro. Like the thing is, you know what they're going to do now? They're going to come into the new season and all of a sudden start performing just to get into the England squad or whatever squad they got. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's like, I can understand that if he was out like the Champions League position time ago, like we've been out, but then the fact that every time Arsenal or Spurs keep losing and you're back in the race, there's been so much opportunities for them to prove that, look, we can still get back into this, but they don't want to care. Like, it's as if that they had nothing to play for all season. So, but then when it comes to that World Cup, now they come new season, they will now try and prove themselves to get into the World Cup squad. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Players definitely got to do better. That, like I said, let's just hold on to the sixth position and see what happens. But just quickly, before we go into like the game on Saturday, obviously we both played each other. Let's just touch on the Chelsea and the Arsenal game. I'm just gonna get added to start. Obviously,
I didn't give Arsenal a chance in that game.
Yeah, because I was gonna get
single chance, but boy, did they prove me wrong.
We saw my guy.
Boy, did they prove me wrong.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I put my hands up. They proved me wrong. They did a job.
I take full responsibility.
My bad.
They did well. I can't lie. Now it's just for you to catch them and pass them, innit? That's your next task.
No, man, I'm good, man. I'm good at battling. Just one thing at a time. Let's just top four.
What's your thoughts on the game, though?
The idea did cross my mind yesterday. Before I go into the game, the idea did cross my mind yesterday when it was 0-0 between them and West Ham. I'm not gonna lie, I had a cheeky look at the table. I think, okay, what's it saying? If we win all our games? But then they go win the bloody Pulisic. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just concentrate on fourth. But the Chelsea game, it was back and forth. I think it was just that type of game. There was no, me personally, anyone that speaks to me and played with me and anything about football, I love control in it. And whether we're home or away, I want to have control of a football game, because if you have control of a football game, you give yourself a better chance of winning a game of football. So I don't, personally, as a fan, it's heart-wrenching when it's end to end, because especially if you're away to Chelsea, they can score at any given time, innit? But the only saving grace for me was when I saw the lineups, like, okay, cool, Werner and Lukaku up top. That's already -10, so it's calm. Them man there are not something to be afraid of. On paper and on past form, if it's Werner from Leipzig and Inter Milan Lukaku, then we're in deep shit. But this is Chelsea, Lukaku and Werner. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, hey, come on, boys, we got a game. But then I saw our lineup and I saw Eddie, ESR and Saka as our front three, and I thought, ooh, that's not really saying much either. Although I love Saka and ESR, Eddie up top with them. So I was a bit apprehensive. I just thought, okay, cool. Just put up a good fight, innit? Put up a good fight. I'm never going to write us off. Just put up a good fight. And the game was back and forth, loads of mistakes, defensive errors from both. But when I took a step back and I looked at it, and especially the performance on Saturday, we'll touch about that. I think for me as well, I got to do a better job of, at this moment in time, it's the result that matters. So the performance goes out the window right now. We got 5 games to go, 5 games, I think. And all we got to do is get 4th place by however means we do it. So if that means we can't build from the back, if that means a lot of passes go astray, if that means we miss chances but we win, then so be it. And the good thing about Chelsea was when they gifted us chances, Eddie put them away. And one last thing I say about it, Bukayo Saka, I got to big him up to the fullest extent for taking that penalty, winning it cleverly as well. Winning the penalty cleverly, because he could have went the other way, but he's clever enough to put himself between man and ball. And then to step up. It's the first time he's had a penalty since the madness at the summer, which we all see the repercussions of it as well. And yeah, I'm just super proud of him, just for stepping up. If he had missed it, I wouldn't be on his case. Just for stepping up and having the balls to do that. And of course, he was free swap already, but just having the balls to do that, I was super proud of him. And yeah, he put the game out of sight 4-2. So it was a fantastic win. Performance, not so much, but 3 points is all that matters most, man. I'm sure Ade watched that game and was like, okay, cool.
So obviously, can't remember. I think at the start of the game I was doing something else, and then I had it playing in the background and just kept seeing the goal notifications. I was expecting to see at some point Chelsea go ahead, but obviously they didn't. So I was like, okay, let me sit down and watch this thing. And Arsenal gave a good account for themselves. I did not expect anything. That being said, Chelsea could have been better still, but I still give it to you.
I mean, the another impressive thing was we go there and that's not our best 11. By far, that's not our best 11. Missing my centre half. Eddie doesn't start for us. Ain't got my left back playing either. So we got 3 key players out, and we didn't start Martinelli either. So that was another thing that was impressive. Go away from home and score 4 goals and beat Chelsea in a crucial part of the season, as coming off from a 3-game loss. You're thinking, bro, Eddie's right to think that Chelsea are going to do them over. Sure. We just lost. You know what I'm saying? We've lost to Palace. We've lost to Brighton. We've lost to Southampton. But the boys showed the fight and the grit and desire that, yeah, we want Champions League football. We want it. I was super proud of them, man.
All right, cool. Let's move on to the weekend game, the main event. The one we wasn't looking forward to, but I'm sure you would have. So obviously Saturday we both played each other. Just to provide it. I did just go in the dock.
You don't live in Nigeria, man. Nepa didn't take light, man.
Yeah, but just obviously just provide a bit of context about what was happening on Saturday. So me and Ham was obviously watched the game together. So as I was on the way to you, I was like, Annie, are you at home? Because we're coming around your house. Me and Ham are going to be watching the game like 5-10 minutes away from you. If you're around, come down. Lucky enough for him, I wish he was opposite. He was going to the wedding. He was going to the wedding. Yeah, all right. Don't worry then, man. We'll catch up later. Then obviously I missed the first half because I was waiting for my missus to get back in the car, and so I was just seeing the score come through. I saw 1-0, thinking like 1-0 within 3 minutes. Like, this is exactly what I was doing. I think, you know what? It's also United. Let me score on my United top. I was getting ready to leave the house. Within 3-5 minutes, I got a notification. Arsenal up. I took off the top. I changed exactly. I changed what I was supposed to be wearing. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not going to get mocked all day by Ham if they beat us. I'm not going to put this on. I just took it off, put it on the normal top, got ready and started making my way. I saw 2-0. I saw Penny. I say this team just want to embarrass me today. Now, I don't want to go to go watch the game with Ham and they're smashing us around 6-7. I think, what thing? Before I got there, lucky enough, before the end of the first half, Ronaldo scored. I think, okay, cool. At least he gives me like something to be excited about in the second half. As soon as I got there, second half start. Obviously, Brentman, I didn't watch the first half, but we was all over them in the second half. What's going on here? This wasn't like the message I got, like from the reports I've been hearing. So I think, what's going on? But then Ham told me like it hasn't been all Arsenal anyway. And then we had chance that we just kept on having like pressuring them. Then we got the penalty. And when we got the penalty, I saw Bruno stepping up. The first thing Ham asked is, why is Ronaldo not taking it? Of course he's like, why Ronaldo's not taking it? I didn't want to say that. I know Ham kept on asking me, but in my head, please shut up. I don't want to say nothing. Let him take this penalty and just score. And we talk about it afterwards. And then Adi started messaging me, what's wrong with Ronaldo? Is Ronaldo on the pitch?
Talk to your boy, Tom. Talk to your boy. I don't like talk to your boy. Talk to your man.
Why am I hearing that Ronaldo? I'm guessing.
Bruh,
I'm guessing.
I was in the car.
Oh yeah,
I was in the car, so obviously we're running a bit late. So I listen to a lot of football in the car. So obviously I'm listening to everything from the first goal to everything. I'm like, these bloody wankers, they've started the game. But to be honest, I was like, I'm hearing we're giving a good goal. And if that's it, I have no complaints, right? Because Liverpool game was very one-sided. It was heavy to watch. Yeah. But if I'm hearing that you're having a goal and you lose 4-0, I can take that. Like you're showing a bit more. So when I was hearing we got chances, and then obviously they scored a second goal, and I'm listening to on radio and I'm hearing VAR, all of that. Then they're saying, okay, they're disallowing it, but they're giving a penalty. Cool. 2-0, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be deep. Then we score straight after. So I'm like, okay, we're still in it. It's a possibility. Second half, I'm hearing Arsenal's left back has decided to be an enemy of progress.
Oh my! You don't
tried to play against them. I was like, okay, we're going. Then I heard penalty.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that when we got,
go on, Andy.
Yeah, but as soon as we got the penalty, that's when we got to the wedding, right?
Oh, okay.
So at that point, I'm taking the girls out of the car to give them to their mum. So, and I'll sit back in to go and park the car, and I'm hearing Fernandez miss. I'm like, so you know when you're confused? I was like, you know, like when someone slapped you in your days. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? Why did Fernandez miss when he didn't take the penalty? How can you miss when he didn't take the penalty in the first place? So that's why I started messaging him. I was like, what's happening? Where's Ronaldo?
Literally, when he missed it. But then the thing with penalties, I always say, whenever required, it's just get on target. Like you send the keeper the wrong way, it just hitting the post. I didn't even know what to say. And I thought, you know what, it's still not all lost because we've been all over them. And then that's when I was telling Ham, because Tavares was just making mistake after mistake. It's got to the point, me and Ham heard the fans say, like on live TV, because Ham kept on saying, you got to take it off. We can all see exactly what Ham said.
To take him off.
Exactly what Ham said. We heard a fan say exactly. Very much we're watching on TV. The fan shouting the same thing. Take him off. We can all clearly see this. Yeah. The fan said exactly the same thing, and he was just messing up. And then Ronaldo scored that. Me and Ham thought was offside straight away. Anyway, when he scored it, but then you know when they start doing the line in my head, I think, please God, please God. they start doing the line and all of them, and they start showing you different angles. I'm thinking, this is closer than I initially thought. I think, please God, let it be. But then, they didn't give that, and I think that was the turning point. As soon as we did get that, they went to the other end and just saw a lot, because I believe that if what's the name, De Gea sees that shot, he saves it. He could, if you watch the replay, you can see that he was trying to look through two players. He was bending his head, and by the time he saw the ball, it was already going in the back of the net. So like third use to them, man. As Ham said, didn't it? You don't have to play well nowadays. It's the point that matters. So well done to them, man. Well done. What are your thoughts, Sam?
I thought you guys were going to pass the mic. No, you know what it is, yeah? With the whole Arsenal United thing, the banter, it's more banter now, isn't it? I don't think there's, for me anyway, I can speak for myself, there's no victory out there. I don't feel anything like that for the game because of where we both are. And we can't allow, me personally, I can't allow for a win over United to be like, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. It's just not gonna be that for me, because before when it was a win against United, it was ha ha. It was detrimental to your league chances. and it was helping our league chances. So we was going for stuff that mattered. Now, yes, you can say top four match, but for me, you guys know what I speak about. Trophies. I want trophies. Top four isn't getting me a trophy. So yes, a win over United for me nowadays, and for the past couple of years, because I think we've got a good record at the Emirates for the past couple of seasons anyway. It's a moral victory, isn't it? It's just, yeah, we got one over you. Cool. You guys, no one can banter me, no one can laugh at me until the next game. Like, you guys beat us 3-2 earlier in the season. I don't think you guys went ham. You just went, yeah, we won 3-2. Cool. We move on. That's just the state of affairs of where we both are. Now, in 5-10 years' time, when we're all in our 40s, we might want to give it a bit more, because we're both going for league titles. We might be in Champions League semi-finals like Liverpool and City fans. Because I'm sure they give it to each other a lot more. So for me, it's just like, okay, cool, we won 3-1. But touching on the performance, it wasn't a performance, again, to scream home about. I thought we were good in parts. Odegaard was our best player. I don't think he lost the ball at all. He looked a level above everything that was on the pitch. Bar Ronaldo aside, Ronaldo's world class, but I'm talking about in terms of everyone else, Odegaard looked like a level above, and we needed him to be, because for some reason he wasn't at the races again. And like I said, the Chelsea performance wasn't great, but we got the win. And the United game was, once again, we had parts, but 100%. The second half, first 20-25 minutes, I don't know what's been said at half time, whether we're 2-1 up and we decided to be conservative, or United have just had the rollicking from Rannick, or just a bit of pretty much the same as Liverpool. First 20 minutes against Liverpool, you had a bit. So I thought against us, but you had a bit more against us, because once again, Nuno was playing against us at left back. And Jekyll and Hyde performance from him, because first half he was okay, second half he was diabolical. But I don't think the team were great. But I thought Odegaard was a step up. I thought Anelli was okay. But I thought the reason why it wasn't great is because our midfield transition wasn't there, because we got Xhaka, El Neni in a box between White and Gabriel. So we couldn't really get out in terms of like open up and play from there. So for us, it was just more about get the win. And especially because if it went 2-2, I think you guys can win the game 3-2. I think if Bruno scores, the momentum, we only score if we have a breakaway or something. But I think you guys had us penned in, and you got Ronaldo on the pitch. And if it's 2-2, let's just say Ronaldo takes the penalty and it's 2-2. Ronaldo's on his hat-trick at the Emirates. I think you guys go on to win the game. But as you missed the penalty, it gives us that extra 5-10%, like, your boys are playing shit. We need to put these lot away. And I think it was maybe a couple, I don't know how long it was after, but I think it was shortly after we go up there. And I was telling Tom, I haven't seen De Gea all second half. I think that was the first time I see him. And luckily for him, I see him, but he don't see the ball. and we go 3-1 up, and it was deserved for Xhaka, because he did that. I mean, I will give him that. He did have a good game. Him and Onelli had a good game. They weren't great, but they had good games. And like I said, once again, performance weren't great, but it's the result that matters. And if you're playing United at home, no matter what United side it seems to be for us, we can never just batter you guys. And I don't think I think it's the same for you in the past couple of years, because like I said earlier, where we've both fallen from grace. So for me, it's just about get the win, and once again, it's another 3 points that moves us closer to our end goal, which is to get top 4. So well done to the boys. I don't think you guys were as bad as you were against Liverpool, but that's not saying much, because we're not as good as Liverpool. So we're not gonna make you look that bad. I thought Jadon was good though. I will give Jadon that. I thought Jadon was good. I thought Jadon had Cedric on ropes the whole game. I thought Jadon was good, and Ronaldo, big him up though, man. I mean, the mental strength of that man to lose a child, not play against Liverpool, score a lovely goal. And like I told Tom, I think the reason why he doesn't take the penalty is because of all of that that's on his mind. And I think maybe just didn't want the added pressure of a penalty. I may be completely wrong, but that's where my mind went straight away. Like, Ronaldo's not taking a penalty, why? And automatically I just answered the question in my head saying, well, maybe because of everything that's going on, let Bruno take it. You know, Bruno scored penalties in the past. I trust him. He's my countryman. I'll let him take it. So yeah, man. Unlucky guys, man.
That's all right.
Live to fight another day.
Rez divided his Arsenal. until the next year.
Cool. Just moving on for the game, obviously, still on United. Ben 10, as I didn't call him. The new manager just got announced this week. And obviously, when the search started, initially, me and you, we obviously said that we wouldn't mind. Our first choice was Poch initially. Obviously, we discussed it 2-3 weeks ago, and obviously our thoughts have changed since then. I know Ham obviously recommended Ben 10. I need to stop calling him that from the get-go. And yeah, and he ended up getting the job. You know what? I had an inkling that he was a month or two ago. So I usually keep on track with like the odds, and he went. It was usually like 5-2 or so. Then I think at one point he just went to 5-4 out of nowhere and became favourite. I'm guessing that's probably when they started having it right before. So like from then I thought, you know what, it's probably going to be him. My thoughts hasn't really changed since the last time we discussed it. I know he's a good coach. He's proven it with Ajax in the Champions League. I haven't watched him week in, week out. So I don't really know much about his personality. I haven't listened to much of his interview. But there's a lot of coaches out there. My main concern is just, I think what will help him coming into United is the fact that we are at the bottom now. Our mattress is on the floor. It can't get any lower. So
why are you guys still using mattress? Why are you not sleeping on the floor? Why are you still using the mattress?
We got money, bro. If you got money, you sleep on a mattress.
Nah, bro, just sleep on the floor, bare cold and that, bro.
Oh yeah. So over the years since post Fergie, he's probably probably one of the only managers coming in without as much pressure as the rest. Because the club, as we spoke earlier, the club is in disarray. It's all over the place. The changing room is a disaster. In Scholes' words, I had a word with Lingard myself, so I'm sure Lingard won't mind me saying this. The changing room, yeah, is a disaster. So yeah, hopefully, for me, I think what is key is man management. I think his coaching, I think is good from Ajax. His man management got to be key. I think personality is a very important. Just coming into such a big club like United, and yeah, it's obviously going to come and I think how he deals with the media too, because you're coming into one of the biggest clubs, the so-called biggest club in the world, and how you deal with the media in this country is important too. Like Klopp and Pep managed to win the media over. They have control over the press conference, and that's very important. That takes his pressures off the players, of the whole team sometimes. So that's all important, man. But look, I'm not saying any expectation. I was having a conversation with Ham, and the first 2 years for me, it gets a blight for the first 2 years. As long as you play good football, I'm not really gonna if the trophy. Don't get me wrong. If the trophy comes, I'll take it. But I just want the football to improve, and I just want to see progression year by year. If I can get that, then come third year or fourth year, then you can start saying there's some sort of expectation there. And just the last thing I want us to do is for him to come in and start well. Not that I won't want it, but I'll be concerned if he start really well, and just in order for us to take 5 steps back. I'd rather us build gradually, then eventually get to to where we want in terms of contending for the title or Champions League, all the big trophies. But, so first 2 years, just improve your squad. It will take 2-3 years to get his squad together anyway, because there's a lot of players to get rid of in the summer. Now that's another thing me and Ham was talking about Saturday. Realistically, obviously, if it was down to me, I'll get rid of 10, 15. But you have to be realistic. And we're probably going to get rid of 6, 7. And how much are we going to bring in? Probably 4 or 5, I reckon. So, yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But what are your thoughts on him, Adi? And what, in terms of expectation, when do you expect to start seeing results from him?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I've got zero expectations. I think what killed my expectation was BBC. So when they announced him, they had lots of stories from United players, and all of them were coming up saying, "Oh, now we've got to manage people fair, this, that." And I'm like, "Shut up! Just shut up! You've probably never seen him before. Probably never seen him play, but you like to talk." The same thing before Ragnick came. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's great. He's this and that." Probably never seen him before. And now you come out with all this explanation as to why he can't do this and he can't do that. In all honesty, he might not be a success when he comes to United. And it might have absolutely nothing down to his ability as a coach.
Good point.
Have absolutely nothing to it. So that's where, and it was that day it dawned on me that could be the situation. I was like, okay, actually, I'm going to be a bit calm. I'm interested in seeing what he can do when he does come. But I have to accept that it just might not work because we definitely have issues. It was the same thing with Everton. Everton have been on a negative spiral for a while. I remember when Lampard was saying, I was like, I'm not sure he should have taken that job. I wasn't saying anything bad about Lampard. Obviously, he's getting the opportunity to take Everton take on the Everton job. Whether or not he deserves it, another thing entirely. I wasn't saying anything negative about his ability. It's just that the job itself was a poison chalice. So no one was going to win that battle. And I feel as if Man United could be in that situation. Obviously, if they fix things a bit wider and he doesn't do well, then you could argue, or if it's very clear that he's got a tactic that's just not working for the Premier League, then you can understand. But at the moment, I'm just going to sit back and say, okay, do your thing. Hopefully we see a bit better football. And hopefully we get a bit more consistent, because I'm looking at the league table now and I'm like, realistically, we're only a few points from all these teams that we should be way better than. So it's a bit difficult. My expectations aren't high. I just want us to progress, and that's all I've wanted for a long time. Like, trophies haven't been a big thing for me. Like, obviously, it's that false hope when we get close to it. But yeah, start playing a bit of football. Yes, dominate games. Just keep the ball. It'll be quite interesting to see what he does with Fernandes as well. Because where I see Fernandes is an attacker. He's attacking centre midfielder. He's like the ilks of Lampard, right? They're goal scoring and they are complemented by their stats, not their football, like Gerrard and Scholes.
Scholes, yeah.
Right. So it's slightly different. So where we now, if the focus is now on playing football, what do you do with Fernandes? Obviously, you have to find a role for him that complements his ability to get those stats without him having to play too much football and just getting people's way. But yeah, it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to see. I'm looking forward to pre-season, see how that kicks off. I enjoy watching pre-season games, and then hopefully we get Leeds first game of the season. Can bang them like.
if they're still in the league,
No, Leeds are going. We can give them like 8 and get excited again. So yeah, I'm here for the good time.
Just quick one about Hammer. Just touching on Fernandes. Personally, I don't think Fernandes is a bad footballer. I think he's got qualities, but I think it's his temperament as a footballer. I just don't think he have any sort of sense of like composure sometimes. He just doesn't think. He just makes rash decisions. Like I think personally, as a footballer, he can play football. But I just think his body is just always shaking.
If you don't have the temperament, then what do you have, Tom? You look at the likes of Pirlo, Iniesta, Xavi. Like, if you don't have that temperament, then
I guess so.
What are you doing?
At the same time, I agree with you. But I just think he has the ability to play like football. I just don't understand him sometimes, and he gets the ball. Like, technically, he's good. You can tell he's good on the ball. He can make passes. He can make short passes, long passes. Like, play among your midfielders. But for some reason, with him, is just all I want to do is look up and look for like a crazy pass. Like, it's like that's probably what kills him. And as you said, it'd be interesting to see what he does with him. It'd be interesting to see what players he wants to keep work with and what players he's keen to get rid of. It'll be quite clear come the beginning of next season who's starting the game, to see who's willing to give a chance. That might change during the course of the season. It might think there's certain players that he can work with, that he might want to work with, and there'll be others that he might be keen to get rid of that might win him over, and the ones that he want to keep might not fulfill like the potential. So I just want to see what players he wants to keep, what players he wants to go. And the board has got back him. Whoever he wants to let go, it should let you go.
Do we even own any players? Everyone's out of contract. We don't own anyone anymore. Apart from Fernandez, that we decided to extend his contract.
Yeah, go on, Ham.
Where do you start with Ten Hag? So for me, the reason why I thought he was the right choice, there's a couple of reasons, but I just thought Man United needed a new manager, I needed direction. It was more so I picked him over Poch simply because I think firstly he's not scarred. I think Poch, there's still question marks over him. But you've got a fresh face with Ten Hag, and it might not work. Like Ade said, it could completely not work. It might not have worked with Poch, but I think Ten Hag will be given the grace that he's new to the league. Whereas if Poch come in and it went pear-shaped after 1 year, it would have been like, see,
not even 1 year, bro.
Yeah,
4 games.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? The
Mm.
media's onto him. The United fan base that didn't want him, doubly onto him. So I think with Ten Hag, it's a fresh face. He'll be afforded the grace that is a new league. And then secondly, the other reason why I just looked at when Ajax played Tottenham, Champions League semi-final, both legs.
Yeah.
Ajax got knocked out. I watched that game, both games, 90 minutes. Ajax were the better side. They played Tottenham off the park at home and away. And it was the way they played them off the park. It wasn't just, we're going to try and win a game of football. It was, there's a style, there's an identity, there's a philosophy as to how we're going to win this game of football in a Champions League semi-final. The first time a lot of those boys would have played in anything as big as that. And they went there and they didn't, what I loved about it, they didn't shy away from what the manager asked them to do. So De Jong was the pivot and he went into the back three whenever the fullbacks went and he played football. He didn't ever route one it. Onana was in goal, I think. I'm trying to think. I think he was in goal. They never route one it. De Ligt was at the back and he never done anything that his manager didn't want him to do. So that was impressive. The fact that the way they played, and obviously he was directly up against the manager that a lot of United fans would have wanted, which was Poch. And I thought he outcoached him. It's the same as basketball. When you watch basketball, you see a lot of coaches outcoach the other coach because of the tactics. Because both managers will have football players that are talented. Tottenham had Harry Kane, Son, a lot of good players. And you might say on paper, Tottenham had better players than the Ajax team. But personally, for me, I thought they were better coached and their style of play was better. So fast forward to what he's done moving forward, I don't think he's dropped off. I think Ajax are still winning leagues. I think he's won 2 leagues, 2 cups. And then another thing as well is the youth, the players that he's making better, which is what me as an Arsenal fan, and I'm sure you guys as a United fan want to see with your players. You want to see an improvement in the players that play for your club, and the players that are coming to the club get better, and the players that are being developed at your club from the academy get better, all underneath the tutelage of the manager, the man that's in charge. So for me, if I look at Arteta, I want to see the improvements in Saka and ESR and Martinelli. I know they got talent, I know they got ability, but what is my manager instilling into them on the training ground that they bring to the pitch on the Saturday? And that's important. And I think you can see that with the manager. Yes, it's a Dutch league, but you see all these players flourish. De Ligt, great job with him, went to Juventus. De Jong, great job with him. He's at Barca. Who else? Anthony's come through this year. I haven't seen much of Gravenberch, but you've heard a lot about him, doing a good job with him. So he's got a track record with that as well. And I think for United, they need that. They need a manager, but more so a coach who's going to make the players better. So Tom made a good point. He doesn't think that United lack quality. Okay, so why are they not producing that? Why is it not coherent? Why is it not coming together? So now you need a coach that brings it together. And maybe he draws an extra 5% out of those players and he makes, I'm not going to say he makes Wan-Bissaka a better player, but maybe he makes Wan-Bissaka 5% better than what he is. You know what I'm saying? Who's there I can't think of you guys play that's even that good. But I'm not even trying to I'm just trying to think. Okay, someone like, let me use Marcus. Someone like Marcus, who I like a lot. Someone like Marcus, he sits Marcus down and says, you're not going nowhere this summer. So this is what we're going to do with you. And then he makes Marcus better. And in a year's time, we see Marcus become a better footballer, not just the Marcus of old. Forget Marcus of old. We just see in 12 months' time, Marcus is actually a better footballer now. He makes better decisions. He might not run as much, but when he gets the ball, he's effective with it. And you want to see that. And I think Ten Hag can bring that to him. So whether United are successful underneath him, that remains to be seen. But I definitely think with him, I do think he will improve the players. And if he improves the players, it will have to be in him improving the playing style. And obviously, if you improve the playing style, the players should get better within that playing style. It's a bit like us. There's no difference between Ben White and Gabriel to your centre halves, my left back to your left back, Luke Shaw to Tierney, my young players to you guys young players. There's not that much difference with them. but Arteta's coaching them. And the players are being coachable. There's one thing to be coached, you have to be coachable. And I know this growing up, and I might not listen to coaches, but they knew better than me. I never made it pro. So clearly they knew better than me. They are coach players that had made it pro. So you have to be coachable. So Marcus, whoever's there, whoever's remains at United, Donny knows him well enough. So Donny will know. But whoever's left at United after this clear out, they have to be open and receptive. They can't look at him and say, "Oh, you already managed Ajax. What do you know?" Nah, brother. This manager knows what he's doing. He's proven that. So for me, all the best to him. Like I said, I've seen his Ajax team play, and I think I love football like that, innit? When I don't ever want to see the ball in the air. For me personally, I want to play football on the ground. That's how I want to see it. Okay, make combinations, make triangles, fullbacks overlap, centre backs play football, and I think with him, he epitomizes all those things. So for me, it's going to hurt if I see United start playing good football and get to that level. But it's a double-edged sword for me because the same as Jaden. I want Jaden to do so well because I like him as a player. But I don't want United to do well. Yeah. I want Ten Hag to do well because I think he's a good coach. And we need another one to come through. It can't just be Klopp and Pep. We need another one to come through. And I think it'd be him. So all the best to him. But I still want United to be in the mud. Still want them to be in the mud. I don't ever want them to come out of the mud.
Yeah, and I hate, like, to be fair, I echo what you're saying, Ham. There's players there that you can definitely, like, as much as I get onto Rashford, I know he has the ability, but it's just a stupid, like, his decision making. It's frustrating. Week in, like, year after year, you come in doing the same thing. If you can get him playing better football, like, Jade has made a massive improvement going to Dortmund, and I don't think. Obviously, Jaden hasn't had a great season, but there's so many contributing factors to why he hasn't had a great season. But the way Jaden's style of football is what I expect Rashford to be able to play like. Jaden, he likes to get others involved. But Rashford, he just puts his head down a lot of the times. And that's the difference. So Rashford just puts his head down, wants to take on 3-4 and shoot, and your finishing is not that great anyway. So he needs to improve. Like, if he can improve Rashford as a player, like, look, fair dues to him in it. But there are players there with ability. They're definitely better than what they're currently showing right now. I'm not saying they're the greatest, but they're definitely better than what they're showing right now. But we'll see what he does, man. It's the sign is important, and the recruitment is just as important as what he does in the club too. We just got to bring in the right players for him. But I think one of the reasons he's also he probably took the job is because he's probably got to get the freedom to do a lot of things he wants to do. So he'd rather die by his own sword rather than just listening to others. And I like that. If you're gonna come into the club, if you're gonna do bad, let it be in my own way. I don't want to others to be contributing to what I'm doing, and then I get blamed for it. Let me die by my swords. And
facts.
So I respect that.
You know, another thing, quickly, before we move on, quickly, another thing I'd love to see, I don't know if you guys agree, is when he does come in the summer, obviously we have conversation before he comes in, when he come in the summer, I literally wanted to say, I'm not having you, I'm not having you, I'm not having you, and they're gone. And it's up to him. So if he walks in the club and after one training session says, I'm not having Wan-Bissaka as a right back, the club have to back him and say, okay, cool, we'll sell him.
Yeah.
And if he comes in and says, I'm not having Eric Bailly even as a fourth choice centre half, the club have to back him and sell him and go buy me another fourth choice centre. I don't want the guy to be no, but he just signed.
And I want it to be quick as well.
Yeah,
like, by the time the tour happens, I want the people to be gone.
Yeah.
By the time we go on tour, I want everyone.
They have to be working on it. So if Martial comes back to Sevilla and he goes, nah, I'm not having him. I'd rather let an 18-year-old from under 18s come and I'll work with him than Martial. Then the club have to back him. The club can't kind of do what they've done to Mourinho. I want this player. I want Toby Alderweireld. I want this player. Now, but he's too old. We're not going to get him. And I think Ten Hag, when he come in, obviously a lot of the word is he come in and said he wants a lot of things done in it. He wants a lot of authority. He wants say in a lot of things. So I think the club have to do that in order for him to do his job. They have to back him. If he says, I want him gone, even if Bruno, if he comes in and said, yeah, Bruno signed him, I don't give a damn if he signed a 5. I don't bloody want him, man. I want him. Get rid of him.
I don't care I don't care who when it comes to the club, whoever he wants to get rid of. I don't care. Let them go. I'm not backing any of those players.
I'm not tied to no one now.
The club have to let him do that. They have to let him do that.
No, I agree. before we finish off, let's just touch on the Champions League starting tomorrow. So it's City first tomorrow, right? Yeah, City.
Yeah.
So City, Madrid. I know we've touched on it obviously the last couple of weeks, but let's just start with how you feel like tomorrow's game is going to play out, because it's going to be at home. Do you think City has to win?
Nah, there's no way it goes, isn't it? So I just think City will get it better. Them 180 minutes, City will play better, create more chances, and they'll score. I can't see, like I said, I think we spoke about Real Madrid. They're a moments team now, innit? They're older, they're playing moments, but Karim is clinical. But yeah, I can't see this going any other way than City. Whether they draw tomorrow, win by 1-0 or 2-0, go away to Bernabeu, get a draw or win. But for me, City win the tie. Whether they win tomorrow or not, City win the tie.
I would have said that previously, but from the last 2 rounds, something will suggest that it's not impossible for Madrid to win this thing.
Definitely not. Definitely
Yeah, because, and the reason I say that specifically is first leg against PSG dominated them. Against Chelsea, the second leg, Chelsea, I was not expecting that. Chelsea dominated them. So they've shown that they can get dominated and still get a result. So it should be interesting.
Yeah,
What are you saying? You think they'll do it though? You haven't committed
No.
to nothing yet?
City are a better team, standard. And City are a better team. But the fact that they've gone through 2 rounds of that level of domination and still come
But
through.
not City. They haven't faced City's domination, are they? They haven't faced KDB. They haven't faced KDB.
Who won that? Wait. You guys beat them in the FA Cup one season, innit? Was it?
Who?
Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys could beat them, then anyone can beat them.
No.
But yeah, no, you expect City.
That was a one-off game.
Yeah, you expect City, but yeah.
Yeah. I think in a 2-leg game, if it was a one-off game, then you can see Real Madrid coming up with moments, but it's hard to get through it. The reason why I thought they was gonna get through PSG was basically what Ham was saying, their moments team, they have their moments, and I know PSG, they're bottle jobs. They've done that against PSG. They've done that against Arsenal. For them to do it again against City, no, I think it's far-fetched, man. It's far-fetched. I don't see it happening again. But as we say, I don't think it's impossible. Nothing is
Well, that's
impossible.
what makes the story. That's what makes the Champions League story.
100%. So I won't be sitting here surprised if they do get through City, but I just doubt it.
Yeah, City are definitely the better team. City are all round competent in every single area. But yeah, I've just seen that Chelsea second leg, first half, I did not imagine it being that way, the way Chelsea were dominant like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I think City will. Sorry, they go on.
Yeah, no, I was just saying we'll see how it goes. But I expect City to win, but it should be interesting.
I think Pep and City and everyone will be sweating on Kyle Walker. I mean, the last time I saw Kyle Walker was in the boot. So I don't know where his fitness, I don't know where he is. I'll probably go check after we finish the pod to see if he's going to play tomorrow. But I think Walker not playing heavily affects the way City play, heavily affects the way England play because of his recovery. It allows us to play higher up the pitch. And on his side is going to be Vinny. So you kind of want Kyle to play in that because you kind of want Kyle to bottle Vinny up and then we take care of everything else. The fact that Vinny, if Kyle doesn't play, will be up against João Cancelo. It's a whole different thing because João's not going to say, I'm going to sacrifice myself going forward. João's going to say, I can impact the game going forward. Someone else deal, Rodri, you come over and cover for me and you deal with, you kind of deal with Vinny. So I think that's going to be massive if Kyle can't play in both legs, but I still see City going through there.
Yeah, I heard that. All right, with Liverpool, what do you think your old manager can pull out of the bag, Hal?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I'm going with Villarreal. I'm not. Listen, he knocked out Juventus home and away. He knocked out Bayern home and away. And imagine if he knocks out Liverpool home and away. And I saw Liverpool against Everton. I know Unai Emery watched that game, and he says, I can implement that tactic. I can give them a low block. And I know my players going forward are better than Liverpool players. And knowing Emery, he would have 100% studied. He's probably got the distances between, you see that Liverpool highline that you talk about, Tom? He's probably got the distances to a centimetre between Alisson and Van Dijk. So he knows the distance. So he's going to tell Danny Parejo and Etienne Capoue, he's going to play centre mid on Wednesday, the type of balls they need to put over for Danjuma and Gerard Moreno, and if he starts Chukwueze. So yeah, I'm going Villarreal. I'm going with Villarreal. Liverpool probably do it, but I'm not gonna lie. Just for the vibes, I'm going Villarreal.
Just for the vibes.
What are you saying, Adi? You know what a story for Danjuma though. He left Bournemouth.
I'm not saying that Bournemouth, bro.
What a story for him.
He was a bench warmer at Bournemouth as well.
Bro, what a story, man. Well done to him, man. Well done to him. What are you saying, Adam?
I can't see anything past Liverpool, man. I can't see it.
Yeah. No, I heard that. I hope he does it, to be honest with you. I would love a 2 Spanish league final, but I don't like both City and Liverpool, but yeah, I can't see it. I'll still be cheering for them, despite knowing that they're both going to lose. I'll still be cheering for both of them. It's just, yeah. But,
it's funny how that works. I remember Arsenal playing Barcelona in the Champions League final, and I swore to myself that I was supporting Arsenal.
2006.
But I was so happy when you were losing. But I swore to myself I was supporting Arsenal, but it didn't.
I'll say this to my dying day, Ade. If we had 11 men, we win that game. I'll say it to my dying day. If I go before you guys, it's the last words you get. Tom, we would have won that if we had 11 men.
Oh, man. Yeah, no.
I think they're gonna be great games though. The Champions League. Do you think? Wait, honestly speaking, yeah. Do you think there's better games than Champions League semi-finals and finals? Do you think the World Cup is better?
Nah.
Champions League football is just different.
It's just different gravy, bro. Like, we was talking about this on, was it Saturday? So one of our friends talked to basically saying that the European final, last year when England was playing against Italy. Literally, they was going everywhere. No one was showing it.
There was in Nigeria.
Yeah, there was in Nigeria. No one was showing it. But I remember when I was in Champions League, when the Champions League final was on and I was in Nigeria, it was a roadblock. It was totally different, bro. People are running around, bro, like getting to watch the games.
I sort of understand the reasoning for that. Because people are supporting teams, right? But then when it comes to their country, they're like, F those Europeans. They ain't coming to colonize us again.
I get that.
I think the World Cup is the biggest step to spectacle, but the Champions League is a better.
It's entertainment.
Yeah. Nothing beats the entertainment you get. Entertainment value you get in the Champions League, because it's not so much like you can say the championship is exciting, but apart from the entertainment in the Champions League, it's the quality of football that you see. Like
the best players.
It's the best players. You just don't see it anywhere else. Do you get what I mean? In somewhere like the World Cup, that you can get the imbalance in teams where you get 5 good players and the rest or 2 good players trying to carry the team. But in the Champions League, it's just the quality. Like you see all over the pitch, everyone trying to match each other. It's unreal.
100%. That's what I'm saying when I woke up. He was playing with Lucas Biglia in the centre mid of him. What the fuck is that? Lucas Biglia was playing centre mid. What is that, bro? What is that? When he's playing for Barca, he's winning Champions League, got Xavi and Iniesta there, bro.
That's cool. Just one last bit. Just let's quickly. We don't need to spend long on it. Just let's touch on it. West Ham, are they going to do it?
Yes, West Ham are going to the final. Yes.
Yeah. Are they?
West Ham.
Yeah. 100%.
100%. Yeah. And I love West Ham Rangers, but I just don't see Rangers getting past Leipzig. I'll be honest with you. But I love
they've got injuries as well. They've got injuries as well.
Yeah, they've got. Yeah,
it's not.
Kemal Roof is not going to make it, is he? And Thingy is still injured. The main striker, what's his name? What's the
Morelos is out for the
season. For the season. Yeah. Ramsey's injured too.
Ramsey's a pretender. He just came to pretend.
Leipzig West Ham final, man. Leipzig West Ham final.
Cool. What are you saying, Leicester, Roma? You know who I'm picking already, anyway.
Oh, let's go and whoop your manager. let's go and whoop your manager. Come on, Brendan. I love Brendan. I love Brendan to win this. I love it if Brendan, but if he wins it, because that means he can say, I come to Leicester. And people always look at Brendan like he's a flop. I can't. When you go on Twitter, bro, Brendan gets so much hate, bro. I don't understand it. But I'd love for him to say, come to Leicester, won the FA Cup, and won a European Cup for them. So yeah, good luck to them.
Right, cool.
And I want Tillemans to leave them on that high, give them a trophy, and come to Arsenal, lad. Wink, wink. There's the gun.
All right, cool. Is there anything else before we jump off, boys?
Fat Frank's getting relegated. Fat Frank's getting relegated. Fat Frank's getting relegated.
I'm gutted for him, man. But looking at the games that got left, it's just there's no hope, bro.
But Tom, why you gutted for him though?
I want him because he gets too like. I like Frank, man. I don't want Frank to go down, man. He's gonna get all the blame if Everton goes down. But at least I think Everton will keep him anyway. You should hope Everton keeps him to see if it helps them get back up. Who knows? All right, cool.
As long as it's because you like him, as opposed to him being a good manager.
Oh no, I just like Frank, man. That's what it is. I just like Frank.
They got Ben Mee, bro. Ben Mee's doing a dual job, bro. Ben Mee's on the coaching staff and he's getting paid as a player and he's doing a better job than Frank at Everton. They got Ben Mee, bro. Are you mad? Ben Mee is the captain of the club and he's the coach and he's the kit man and he drives the coach. He's doing his thing. He's gonna keep them up as well. No, big up Ben Mee, bro. Big him up, bro.
Such a shame that Everton's next game is away at Leicester. But maybe that might be the turning point. No, it's Chelsea.
Yeah, they got Chelsea at home.
They played Leicester already. They got Chelsea at home.
They got Chelsea at home. Then they're going to play Leicester again away. So they're going to play Leicester next after Chelsea. Yeah. The only way they stay up, is that they got that free game thing. I mean, they got Watford, Brentford, Palace. They have to win. They cannot lose any of those 3 games, bro.
Okay.
Can't. That's that little free game. So let's say they lose to Chelsea, they lose to Leicester, and Burnley get a draw. But whatever Burnley do, Everton cannot lose that little 3 game block that they got. Watford, Brentford, Palace, 7 points.
They'll beat Watford. But we will know whether or not they're getting relegated by that Watford game. If they lose that Watford game, we can turn off the lights.
We can't have it because there's still 3 games to go and Burnley still got. We can't look at Burnley and say they're going to win football matches.
Brother, if you cannot beat Watford, you're not getting anything from Brentford. You're not getting anything from Palace. That's just the facts of it.
All right, cool.
That's why we're not even mentioning you.
Is Watford Burnley on Saturday?
Who's playing at home?
Watford. Ooh.
And Watford's at home against Everton as well. Whoever doesn't beat Watford is gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Burnley are all right this weekend against Watford. If they don't lose, because Everton ain't going to beat, well, you should think Everton ain't going to beat Chelsea. So it's calm. It's all right for Burnley. Big up Ben Mee once again. Don't let Tommy rain on your parade. Ben Mee, lift you up, bro.
All right, cool. All right, thanks people for listening. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, Red Divided. And we'll be back next week. Season's almost over anyway, man.
Who we play next week? Brentford next week, Monday.
Yeah, Brentford at home.
For the Arsenal side of Red Divided, don't let our season ain't over, baby. Our season ain't over. Okay.
Just to give all the listeners warnings, Hammer's going to be providing you all the excitement from this to the end of the season. So if you don't hear from me and Ade, I might take a break one of this week.
To be honest, I was going to message you guys today and just be like, I need annual leave. I need annual leave.
It's cool. Just send me over 2 more United fans who want this smoke. Send me over 2 more United fans, bro.
All right, cool. We out. Peace.
Peace.